One chili cost them to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
All right, chat, it is definitely that time of the month, and need I tell you, Ikimoto decided to go full throttle with everything and anything that has to do with Karma Boruto or Karma Kawaki. Y'all seen the leaks and the spoilers have begun to flood the timeline within the last 2 days. Now we got the full chapter release out on the 18th. Now, because we have the chapter release so close to the spoilers, I have no personal power or say in the matter, so I can't dictate when or where, how we get the spoilers, if we get the spoilers, whether they decide to summarize it, show only panels, or show only leaks, or even give us summaries, right? But what I will say is, regardless of what we get, when we get, and how we get it, I will do my due diligence to present to you guys what I believe the best pieces. I can't necessarily always say the best, but the most useful pieces to get us excited for the upcoming chapter. Now, from what I've seen in regards throughout this chapter, there's a whole lot of action. Let's just get it out the way. Y'all already see in the title, it's too much action for it to not even be considered a action heavy chapter. We got Boruto, Karma still going crazy. We got Kawaki, Karma still going crazy. We got Kurama mode, Hima fucking Wari out here going crazy. I've seen everything and anything that has to do with like just amazingness, just the flat out word I could say, greatness that comes with Boruto chapter 29. The only thing that I'm missing, and this is just a personal preference, is some Mangekyo Sharingan Sarada action. That's the only thing. But we got Boruto out here making light work. And when I say light work, I mean light work of the Momoshiki clone, but even more so, we finally see where that conversation led to with both Boruto and Momoshiki. The chapter essentially opens up with the flashback. It was a whole lot of speculations. I personally talked about it fairly even recently, I should say, on the podcast with my Cloud Ninja pod members, even some of my Walkie Talkie pod members, about what are we gonna see the Momoshiki and Boruto conversation. Not only when are we going to see it, but what will the outcome of that be? And it looks to me that Momoshiki agreed reluctantly due to the notion that the Shinjus poses a threat not just to Boruto, but to Momoshiki himself. Now, it can be a head scratcher because we were already established with the idea Momoshiki wants Boruto to die so he can die, so his soul can pass on, right? And he's completely depressed. So what changes? Well, it's simple. The fact is, prior to this moment, prior to the deal, right, Momoshiki could have been operating under the notion, under the idea, well, Boruto's never going to try to use the Karma Seal. He hasn't tried it within the last 2 years. He doesn't even consider using my power. Not only that, he has raised his level of power up so much to the point where maybe he's not low diffing the Shinju, but his power alone gives him the idea that maybe some way, somehow, someday, he could reach that level in order to handle these threats on his own. But as we see, Boruto is on a race against time. He doesn't have the time or the luxury to fall into that regard. So he has to get more power as fast as possible on top of all of the training and mastering of all of the jutsu he's done. So in that case, he has no choice but to go to Momoshiki. So now in Momoshiki's case, in this scenario where Boruto is actively avoiding you, actively not using your power, you have no choice but to sit there and hope the kid dies. But now, if he actively goes towards you, proposes to even want to use your power, and then also on top of that, just to add a little cherry on top, say, and you can have my body if we smoke out all of these ops, of course Momoshiki's gonna take that deal. So he took the deal and he told Boruto, use karma or whatever means you feel like it. Just know that as soon as I take your body, the first thing I'm gonna do is kill Kawaki. And we come to the understanding that both of them essentially can't hide things from each other or keep secrets. So Momoshiki emphasizes that, you know, I can see or feel everything that you're thinking. And Boruto's like, bro, just let me know right now. Do we have a deal or not? And then we see here, Boruto's out here slicing and dicing through the claw, guys. He's out here summoning a giant Rasen. Like, these are the moves that we've been wanting and waiting and dying for Boruto to use for a longest of long ass times. And then even on top of that, the long awaited eye has finally opened. Now, it's not the Jogan granted, it's definitely the Byakugan he's using, but for the first time, right? Because we know the first time Boruto was able to open the Byakugan on his own, he was fighting against Code in his pseudo true essence form, but we see he didn't even utilize tries the eye at granted, Code was in front of him the entire time. He didn't have to utilize it to search for him or detect attacks. But we see here in Tulu Vortex, right, Boruto is able to detect 3 separate Momoshi's clones using his Byakugan and then using a shuriken to flying Raijin right over there and dismantle all of them with the giant Rasengan. So we got Boruto out here operating in a whole different stratosphere of power right now. And it honestly is taking my whole entire thought process of his sword. Like, it's just taking it and throwing it right out the window. Like, I still want to know the mysterious compound Sumeri added into the sword, but the fact that we got Karma Seal Boruto out here throwing down giant Rasengans on top of Ops domes, like, can we not ask for more, right? My guy Kawaki's out here soaring and flying through the sky, as we seen in the official leaks that dropped a couple of days ago, right? We see Kawaki summoning his chakra rod, and then we hear in the spoilers, he's out here confronting Momoshi in the forest. He's out here knocking heads are rolling. We got Himawari out here looking for the smoke and finding it, rightfully so. So everything is going crazy, and it looks like it might be a chapter, a very action heavy chapter. So I said these are the things that really got me excited. These are the things we're going to focus on for the most part in this spoiler video, right? Because there's a whole lot more we can talk about, a whole lot of hearsay that I've went around hearing or seen around hearing about what's going down in the chapters, possibly things about Inojin and even Shikadai. So we'll wait for the full chapter to drop until we get to those notions. So let's just stick to what we've already talked about, right? And then speaking of the guy, speaking of the GOAT Boruto, have y'all seen the cover? This cover, hands down, is the hardest cover in Boruto's entire, like, I gotta look back over the other covers, but without a doubt, in this volume alone, this year alone, yes, within the last 12 chapters, and that's even including Mangekyo Sharingan Sarada's cover with the black holes in the back and stuff, and the Ohirume Jutsu active. This even including Kawaki's when he popped up in chapter 24 in that hardcover, and then even Himawari's notorious Kurama and her cover when she had the outfit change. Out of all of these, because those are some of my favorite covers, and then of course my guy Inojin with the last and latest cover, I think this is the hardest cover, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm looking even right now just at the last 12 covers for this year alone. This is just a tough run. Like, the worst one, objectively speaking, might just be the Matsuri cover, and that's not even a bad cover. Like, objectively speaking, this is just flames. But the fact that Boruto pulled up, we see him with the old jacket that he wore in part 1. So it's official, the outfit changed, because he was wearing kind of like a flannel-like jacket at first over the white shirt, but now this time it's the original OG jacket, same brand, possibly the same jacket. I don't think it's exactly the same, but we see it's the same brand, same type of style that he wore in part 1, just a little bit more buttoned down. And this dude is looking very, very menacing. So we got the eye opening up. I'm gonna end this off on a question. But first, before I ask the question, it's confirmed. It's like the kanji, I'm pretty sure it says Byakugan, not pretty sure. I don't translate Japanese myself, but all the fans' translations are saying it says Byakugan when he opens his eye. So with that confirmation aside, yes, he's using the Byakugan. It's just, you know, you gotta walk before you can run. So do y'all think we're gonna be seeing the Jogan anytime soon? I'm not under the notion that the Jogan isn't canon. That's like one of the dumbest things I ever heard. It's like, let's say they made Super Saiyan an anime only thing, and in the manga Dragon Ball Z, Goku never went Super Saiyan a day in his life. That's how stupid it is to me. It's gonna happen, it's gonna come. It's just a matter of when it's gonna come, right? But for now, we got the Byakugan. Are we gonna see the Jogan anytime soon, right? And then also, the Karma Bros duo is fully intact. I don't know exactly the full context of the chapter, but a Boruto and Kawaki team up in the midst of a battlefield, both got their Karma Souls active, might actually be very well in our midst. Let me know how y'all feel about the spoilers, how y'all feel about the hype and the leaks. Boruto Tubu Vortex chapter 29 coming out on the 18th, so stay tuned. It's your boy Black Shot 3. Holla at you, I'ma holla at y'all. Black Shot out, yes sir. Ski.